Some of you know the drill. We just want to make sure it doesn't cut off anything. I have a granddaughter clock downstairs. I can hear it bonging.
Oh, yeah? Wayfair.
Wayfair commercial. I think I remember to do all the things I'm supposed to do before we go live.
Yes, you did. I thought the phone was plugged in for a minute, but... Okay, you're good.
Okay. Hey, friends. Happy Wednesday, Friends Day. I hope you're all doing well today. It's a rainy day here in Omaha, Nebraska, and we're excited to have you here with us in the studio. And with me here today is Miss Emily.
Hello.
I think that's the first time I've called you Miss Emily.
That threw me because it was different than the normal.
I've been listening to trial things, so, you know, Miss So-and-so, Mr. So-and-so. It's just on my mind. Couple of quick announcements. Friday, May 27th, 2022. Burst, I think I called Burst of Happiness. Is that? Emily helps check to see if I'm in frame.
Mm-hmm.
So this Friday, that's coming up, May 27th, 2022. Thanks, Em. And this one is coming up Sunday, May 29th, 2022. You just tag along and I paint this cheeky cardinal.
Yeah, he's cute.
I'm pretty sure I called it cheeky. For a minute in the video, I thought, oh, I made him extra cheeky. Well, now the reference photo was that way, but it's still cute.
Will you hold him just a little closer?
Oh, a little closer?
Yeah. There. I don't know if it's focusing on him or your face, so, but pretty.
It likes my face. Okay, Emily's going to scoot us in. Oh, wait a sec. While I'm thinking of it, there's a reference photo on Unsplash, maybe over here. The link is in this video description. And so I drew this barn, which there'll be a full video, and it shows me sketching out the barn a little bit. And I drew it taller to fit the canvas and stuff. But this is the inspiration and reference for it. And the link is in this video description. And as long as I'm doing a little show and tell and Freckles is making herself known, Freckles is my cat meowing, if you can hear in the background. I did a little sketch. It's colorful, but I just did a little sketch to help me plan out and see if it would work to do this painting square. Okay, now I'm done. That was a lot of more show and tell than I actually thought. All right, scoot in. I'm going to put this away.
Okay, we're going to move.
And I'm going to sit. We have a little bit of maneuvering to do. I could actually set that up there. I always giggle.
I know.
We just try not to like mash chords. I think I'm good.
Oh, I can see the stream in the video.
Oh, here, I can move that. I can put that over here. At least I got the sound down.
Yeah, you got the sound down. I wonder if I'm too close. What are you going to work on? Oh, yeah, I'm too...
Actually, maybe a little lower.
I'm too close.
Oh, and I think
we'll start... Here, do you want to look at the edit on your... Do you think that's good for now? Yeah,
I think it's good for now. Okay. I am going to put some dirt in down here. I don't know if that's going to bother anybody. You can square it up more, whatever camera woman thinks. I don't need nearly as much up here.
Okay.
I just love the suns that Emily made for me. I use them all the time. So much better than when I used to stick my kneaded eraser on the desktop. It's like this ugly, dirty thing. This is the sun, people.
Yeah, we'll start with that, and because then maybe you'll be able to see your brush strokes. But I'll scooch it if it's not good enough.
Okie dokie, okie dokie. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us if you're in the... Oh, I was just about to move it, Em. That would not have been good. Thanks for joining us if in the replay. It's been a lot of fun. We're up to 3,000 some odd subscribers. I can't believe it. Thank you, people. I'm also getting out my palette. So I keep my palette, maybe I should show it, in a gallon Ziploc bag. And then I got a new palette, which I'll break out here soon when I break out another painting. It's plastic, it has a lid, and it has a little sponge. So then I'm not using these styrofoam plates and throwing them in the garbage. So I use styrofoam plates. We'll go over the colors. So sort of a primary palette, and I just say sort of, because some people would say, well, red is the primary, but I actually like quinacridone. It makes better reds for me with the cad yellow. So quinacridone magenta, cad yellow medium hue, phthalo blue green shade, burnt umber, and titanium white. So, in case you like to see the tubes. Let's see. Let's do phthalo blue if I can find it. Go in order. Phthalo blue green shade. I've got a light off to my left and it's kind of blowing out my...
Do you want me to scooch it? You had a bad shadow. I think you still have a shadow, but...
No, I think I'm okay now.
Okay.
Cad yellow, medium hue, I'll let you know. I can see my painting. I couldn't read because all I could see was spots. And titanium white. I think I did them all. I'm going to put out a little bit more white. And so today I think is going to be a dirt day.
A dirt day.
I think today's a dirt day. Oh, I use phthalo blue. So this is a 12 by 12 canvas from Michaels, I believe. Yep, that's from Michaels. I love these. I love the 1.5 inch thick professional level 3 canvases they have. I wait for good sales coupons, that kind of thing. I mixed phthalo blue green shade with some white and a little bit of brown to make the sky. But even before that, I mixed a little burnt umber and white and just painted the whole canvas. It's kind of a light brown. Just because, sometimes I've done a black one with a horse. I've done several yellow ones. Sometimes I don't paint the canvas. You guys can, of course, do what you like. There is, in this video description, a link to another barn painting that has a traceable. So if you guys want to do that, or you could turn that photo into a traceable and maybe paint it on an 8 by 10 and paint it horizontal. That would fit nicely. What else do I need to do? Have we set the table? Or do we have anybody with us today?
Goldie, Bonita, and Suzanne, but we have 9 or 10 people watching. So.
Yay! Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, ladies. Your support is just amazing, and it means everything to us.
Yeah, Freckle meowed right in the mic, so she agrees.
She agrees. Okay, so for dirt, sometimes it can be fun to put in, some rusty reds or some purples. When in doubt, I've heard some other artists say this. I never had heard it before. When in doubt, use purple. So maybe we'll make a purple. When in doubt, use purple. We can mix some greens. I was thinking a pine tree here, if you remember in that quick little look at the pastel sketch I did. But I'm wondering if maybe I want just a indescript, deciduous tree. There's a word, Emily.
What I wasn't paying attention. What was the blue that you used for the
phthalo blue green shade?
And if you don't have that blue,
oh gosh, any blue.
What would you do? You know how to? Could you mix phthalo blue or no? It's just a blue green, right? It's like a blue with a hint of green.
Yeah, I am having trouble seeing when I look to the left.
I could Google the mix.
Yeah, I can't read the two right now. I'm getting too much. I've got little white light spots from the light off to my left.
Let's see here.
Do you know what I mean? I'm seeing spots.
Do you want me to move it?
Yeah, maybe. Could you move it just back a little bit? Would that be okay?
Yeah, I think that's where the shadow was, but...
Oh.
Then it like sits behind
Oh, that makes it worse.
Okay. What about this way?
That makes it better.
Okay. We'll see. Your hand might make...
Oh, my hand's going to make shadows, I bet.
Yeah, it was just better the other way, but it's okay.
Yeah, maybe sometimes, I don't know if Liquitex lists, they started listing things like, this is an older tube, light, fastness, transparency. I don't know if Liquitex lists it on their website. Oh, okay. So let's make a purple.
Let's see. I will look up.
So I'm just taking some of my sky color. You could just take some of the blue and quinacridone magenta. Oh, that's kind of a pretty purple. So maybe I should back up a smidge. That's actually kind of a nice purple. I like that. It's muted. I think you can see what color does pretty well on that white plate. A lot of artists mix on a gray palette because then the white doesn't blow it out so much. And you can see your lighter tints and shades better. I just use this because of space and convenience. And I can save it. I've got a pet portrait I'm working on. I guess that's it. I just finished another painting. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So I'm going to, hopefully this will be on camera. It won't be in the bottom corner, will it? So my light's coming from over here. So let's put some purple. I don't know how much of a road I'm going to, oh, this is a 3/4 inch Zen line from Royal and Langnickel, flat brush. Dip it in a little bit of water. I'm just going to put some purple in there just to make a decision. And also, I'm going to think cooler shades over here, warmer shades over there. Hey, and when you get a chance, maybe even back it up. I know you had moved it closer, but could you back that up towards the chalkboard?
The
light? Yeah, it might not be as good.
That's as far as you can go.
Okay, thank you. Alrighty. I think it's me, not the lights.
Let's see here. I'm still trying to Google.
Oh, the color.
Yeah.
The yellow, blue, green shade.
So
So you take a blue, I mean, you can get an ultramarine blue, green shade. Totally fine. So just a little yellow, just to make it more aqua, and play with whatever blue you have. You could do a cobalt blue. Put a little, well, see, by putting brown in it, I actually put a little yellow in it. All those things work. And it's going to look different on your, however you're watching me, your TV, your iPad. Everything changes the color. My phone changes the color. So colors are definitely approximate when you watch YouTube. I'm just going to grab a little burnt umber. It's kind of dark. Maybe just grab a little yellow. I'm going to make some mud.
Tinker says your backgrounds are always so beautiful.
Oh, thank you, Tinker. So this, where did I put it? This barn was like sinking into the ground and falling apart, but mostly over here. Up here, it's quite straight and all the way back. So I really exaggerated it falling. I don't know if I like it anymore. I don't know. We'll see. I might need to come in here and straighten it. I might come and straighten it a little bit. It's scaring me. But I also might be able to pull it off. Oh, that's too dark. So the reason why I said that's too dark, I'm just grabbing a little white, is because it's going to go off in the distance fast. Of course, I could let it dry, come back and correct it too. So one thing I've been doing lately is putting scary color in as dirt. I did do it. It's not like a new thing. I did it with the second Queen Anne's lace painting, which I just reposted to Facebook. My Facebook business. I don't post much on my personal page. Oh, I've been getting a lot of friend requests on my personal Facebook page, which is so nice and I love it. But really the best place to follow me, I don't post anything there. The best place is to follow the business page for the giveaways, for videos. You could be a member of the group, but I don't really post. The videos are going up in the group. And I love the friendship, but I also may not, I'm going to stop accepting people, I think, because I can't accept everybody. I'm going to run out of room.
Well, yeah, that's why I remember when you first started posting your art to Facebook, I don't know if you had mentioned, you're like, I'm running out of people it wouldn't let you add any more people because I think they upped the limits slowly, but.
Yeah, well, I think I've got a couple thousand to go.
Oh, you do? Okay.
But.
Because it used to be like a 2,000 limit or something like that.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if it's 5,000 now or not, somebody might know. But I'm saving those, which sounds weird, for licensing people, manufacturers.
So yeah, they just describe a single pigment rich transparent blue with green undertones. So definitely more blue. I mean, it's obviously more blue than green, but I would assume you could make something similar with not a very yellow blue. Is Hooker's a yellow blue or is it a cooler or is Hooker's a bluer green or a yellower green?
It's a dark, dirty green. So I think it actually is probably yellow.
So I see one, maybe.
I would just add a little yellow
Mm-hmm.
to a blue.
Mm-hmm.
You could use bright aqua green and add blue in it. I've done that before in other videos.
Oh yeah, true.
Which is a premixed color. I would use whatever blue you have and just play with it on a plate or something. I would start with adding a little yellow. And if you see, I add a little brown to mute it down and it still looks really intense. And then I paint it on top of a light brown background and it still looks intense. So everything's gonna kind of make it relative. You know what I'm kind of tempted to do here? I'm having a weird thought. Oh, I just got paint on my other video arm. What might be kind of fun, let's see if I can do this. So I've got a sort of a dirt puddle here. What if we kind of put in, decide where the trees are going to go, and the trees are going to be darker. So I went a little darker here, and I might need to go even a little darker yet. It's kind of, so one thing you can think about is to unify your painting is to put in the color you use elsewhere. And you can come back and glaze over and do that. But I wonder if we make our tree kind of a, I think I might want to go a little bit more purple. Sorry guys, I'm thinking and talking on the fly. Oh, go ahead.
Suzanne says, I agree with Tinker. Her backgrounds are always beautiful. I try to do that and it never looks like that. LOL.
I wonder if it's like it dries on me, but I get a wet on wet look by just going back over it with another layer.
Maybe.
I wonder if that's part of it. That tree really big. So what I'm worried about is I don't have much. I have foreground and then I go all of a sudden skyline. And I did that on purpose so that I'm on my bottom third of my painting, just so I break my paintings up into thirds and then my sky is 2/3. I'm a little nervous to have my tree stop.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we'll do it anyway. And I think I'm not going to go with a pine tree. I think I'm going to go with
a not pine tree.
Not pine. I think I said deciduous. Sorry, am I trying to?
No, you're fine.
Because I need to kind of figure the shape. And then I'm going to stick stuff behind it too, so I need to maybe not paint too much of this tree. All right, so I'm going to have it maybe kind of come up here and dent. I want it to kind of point into my painting. I do that a lot with grass. So now it looks like a glove, because your brain just does things like that. Which I can fix. I don't want to make it too wide yet. Oh, this is a white General's charcoal pencil. So one thing that's fun about landscapes for me is you do them on the fly, and I think they're harder. I think you should start with painting cardinals, chickadees. I don't know if you can see that. I'm pointing off to my board back here. I've got a...
They can see you pointing, but not to what?
Yeah. I've got some traceables over there.
Mm-hmm.
I would start with this. So where you just kind of make a nondescript background and work on painting a cardinal. Okay, I think we'll do that. And I kind of want to put a little bit of this color in there to remind me. And that's actually kind of pretty. I've been having a lot of fun playing with color lately. It's okay, I've got some white on my brush. That's all right. I'll just paint over it if I don't like it down the road.
I guess we should, have you said it yet? But we should say it early on in the
No, we should go
live
ahead.
that this is the last live we will do at noon. And our next live, June 1st, so next Wednesday, will be at 6 p.m. Central Time. So right now it's 12:20 here. Depending on if you're east, west, or elsewhere.
6 p.m. Central works.
Yeah, 6 p.m.
CST.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea, Em. Thanks. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. Let's go back to dirt, and then I think I'm gonna make some greens, and we'll put some. So generally, trees off in the distance will be quite dark when they're standing up, but most things that go back off into the distance get lighter and grayer. And generally, yellows drop out first, then reds. So I'm already kind of pushing it. I've got a red here going off in the distance. I'll cool it down a little bit with some white. Oh, and I probably should, go ahead. I probably should carry it over here.
Bonita said, have you ever painted something you absolutely dislike, even at the beginning? And I can probably answer that for you because, okay, so you have it hanging on the wall, but you have tried
it's up high.
Yeah, you've tried.
Oh, you're gonna throw me under the bus. It's okay. It's okay, sweetie. It's okay.
You tried. So the cloud video did really well. People like the cloud video. So then.
So white clouds on a blue background.
Yes, the white clouds on the blue background, and so, you had tried like a sunset sky. So it's more colors, more. I guess, just more colors all blending together, and I think this is the 4th time you've tried it. The other 2 videos, and is it the 4th time you filmed it?
This was the 3rd, but it doesn't matter. I mean,
so the other
it took me a couple
videos have never made it to the light of day because I remember you'd send me the done picture after. You're like, I hate it. It's not it. No, something's wrong. I hate it. So there's I guess the lost archives of Annie paintings, which are sunset clouds. But I really like how of course I'm talking about it and you can't see it, but
I can grab it.
I really like this newest one, the 3rd try. So you have painted things that you don't like and never see the light of day, I guess.
Oh, quite often I don't like them. This one I haven't gotten far enough to dislike yet. I'm gonna grab the.
Well, I feel like you always turn around. So like, I mean, at some point I feel like you turn around. But the only one I've ever seen you, like, you know, dig a hole in the backyard, bury it, never speak of it again is
the clouds.
Is the clouds.
This is coming up. And so I was trying to get a very colorful
you need to go lower.
Orange to, I think I even said the wrong complementary colors in this video. The blue to orange complementary in it. I was just trying to make it harder too. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I can't put that back up. Anyway, I have thrown away a couple of those type of paintings. Mm-hmm. I also don't paint like that very often. I do subtle clouds because I over exaggerate, focus on my barn or focus on my trees in the foreground, mm-hmm. Focus on my poppies. I really like the quieter clouds. And I like the sweeping clouds because they're like little subtle directional things in your painting. But yeah. And I pretty much dislike every painting I do for a while. Mm-hmm. Hope, I was saying to Emily, should we show Hope the pet portrait that we did live? Was that just last week or was it the week before?
2 weeks ago? I think it was 2. Well, I think it was the last live before we went on break.
Hope the corgi is now, I'm starting to like it. Of course, I took 10 days off maybe from it. I'm just painting the side here a little bit, guys. Anyway, it's just now I'm starting to like it. And some of that is I'm changing it because the eyes are just black in my reference photo and I want it to be more inviting. So some of it's just wrestling with the eyes and trying to find a reference photo to help me, that kind of stuff. But the challenge is also fun. I mean, just because I dislike it doesn't mean I want to. I guess I've been an artist long enough to know, like, walk away, start a different painting. You might like it later. Or send it to Emily for advice. Mm-hmm. I do that a lot, don't I, hon?
Yeah. I'll get the end. Just the end.
Oh, yeah, at the end.
Yeah.
Well, and I did not like that cloud painting. I'm still kind of...
I like that one turned out good.
Okay, well, thank you. Which is why it's nice to have... I wouldn't normally recommend a family member to critique your stuff because I'm going to say I love it. I'm just making a dirty green. So I put a little brown in there with my sky color and some yellow. I'm going to set it down though because it bounces. I would recommend another art friend or a group where you aren't necessarily friends. And I don't necessarily like to critique paintings either because, gosh, for me, it's more the painting and the thought process, even if it frustrates me, is more important than the final painting. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I usually dislike all my paintings at some point. Which sounds funny if you're not an artist. And maybe there's artists who don't do that. I really don't know.
I was trying to go back and see if I can find the first drafts of them.
Oh.
But I think that's the only, because, like, yeah, you'll be like, I don't know if I like this one, or I don't know how I feel about this one right after you finish it, or I get an in-between photo, and I think the only painting I've ever been like, I don't know, is the clouds.
The clouds, yeah. Well, and it's also, I don't paint them. So then I'm a beginner at painting clouds.
Okay,
like that.
I found the photo. And it's like, now that it's been months, I think you tried that first one months ago, it's not that bad.
Oh, the other one?
Yeah, like I think this is like try or second try.
No, it's not that bad, but I also want to walk them through something that is more successful.
True.
And more helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Not so that I look good, but so hopefully it's more helpful because I really am not into painting clouds. It's a good practice for me to do that. It stretches my art skills. It's really good for me to do it. It's really good for me to fail at it. And failing just being the best word I can come up with. So I've got a dirty green here. Excuse me, guys. So warmer here, even though I've got some pink there. I can always change that. Oops, I grabbed some yellow. That's okay. And then I'm kind of exaggerating, kind of like in the chicken-hearted video with the white daisies. I've got a line that goes like this, and then my flowers kind of dance around it. You can start with some really strong directional lines to help lead you into the painting, and then you can totally cover them up, leave hints of them, kind of decide as you go what you like and don't like. You might get a happy Bob Ross accident, but I'm literally painting shapes of color here for my dirt. And this dirt's green. I wonder if I should go back to more interesting colors. Normally I don't paint the sides during a live, but I haven't mixed up a ton of color, and I want to get at least a decent amount of the color over onto the side. I like painting the sides. I think it looks neat. And it also helps the person buying your painting to not have to frame it. Gives them an out. Okay, I'm going to try to mix. I'm going to need some more yellow. Yeah, let's go with that. It's not exactly where I thought I was going to go, but... So I don't know how exciting this is. This is dirt.
It's really pretty dirt.
If you want to, I got this idea from Karen Margulis on YouTube. She's a pastel painter. I think it's Margulis, and I think that's how she says it. She's an excellent teacher. You might like, so watching pastel painting is really helpful for acrylic painting. It's so similar. They don't mix, but they mix by layering their colors, which you can do as an acrylic painter. So I pulled that forward because I'm going to want to bring it around the bend. I haven't watched her lately, but I really like what she does.
Lori M says, I agree. That painting helps. It's expensive to frame, so painting the sides helps.
Well, and then if I frame it, they're more than likely than not to like what I do with it. I do frame the little ones in white frames. I think that's pretty easy for people to buy and gift. But I don't. Although I did frame side by side one of the first landscapes I ever did, and the frame sold it. I thought that was funny. So as soon as I say, you know, people don't want to put their own frames on it, you can always find exceptions to anything I say on this channel. Kind of have Mondrian dirt, maybe a little bit. I don't know if that fits. He's the guy who painted all the colorful squares and lines, isn't that right? Do I have the right person?
I think so.
I think so too. Because that's what I call my glasses. My glasses are either Partridge Family glasses or they're
the
Mondrian.
The primary colors lines with squares.
Yeah.
If I remember art history correctly, I'm pretty sure he did that in oil and didn't use tape, which would be very hard
Painstaking.
to do. Yeah. And it looks like he used tape.
Well, here's me trying to do a line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what makes that so amazing. One of the things. I'm just filling this in. Really, I should leave it kind of cooler. Let's grab a little sky color. Oh, everybody just went, no, you ruined it. Yeah, maybe a little bit. I don't know how much grass I'm going to put over it, but I'm going to have to do something. Well, not really. You could call this more abstraction, you know? I really don't know. So sometimes it frustrates people that I don't know where I'm going. I would then again suggest watching a smaller flower painting, one with a traceable. Those are more planned out. This is quite planned out, but I like the playing aspect of, there's going to be a shadow here. I like playing with it. I might come up with something I like. I might come up with a happy accident. That shouldn't be so dark over there. And I'm just going to, I'm going to grab a little, it's too much white. There. I'm going to stand some grass up. So I'm going up and down. I just want to remember that there's probably going to be a little shadow over there. Let's, I kind of like that blue color. Okay, so we've got things going like this. It's screaming, look at my barn, but we can tone it down. I kind of want to. So my easel is really neat. You guys, people who sent money to support this channel bought this easel for me. I love it. Did I get it from Michael's? I don't think I did. I got it online somewhere. It's got a little lip. I don't know if you can see it because I've got some paper towel in there.
And we didn't talk if we needed a break.
Oh, we do need a break.
So it's time for a break if you needed a break.
Okay, I'll just stop here then. I just want to paint a little over the edge so when I paint the sides, I know about what color I need to bring over. But I don't know how much we need to scream that we've got. I'm just cleaning off my brush. Okay, let's do a quick break. So as Emily mentioned, we're going to be live next week, 6 p.m. Central Time. Right here, same place. We're going to paint a dancer. I thought I'd mix it up a little bit for you guys. Isn't that fun? That's a 6x8 canvas. I'll put a traceable on my website. I'll put the photo that I used for reference. Oh, sorry, in the video description. I'll put that on YouTube. And we'll just do that. So that is Wednesday, June 1st.
Yay. And just in time for break, Chase dropped $9.99 in the chat.
Aw, Chase, man, thank you, thank you. Hopefully I'll see you tonight.
Yeah, he's going to starve from here on out.
I know, we're moving to dinner time for the
Yeah.
lives. And then I just have a quick couple of thank yous. Dale H., thank you so much for sending money. Super appreciate your repeated support to this channel. It just is amazing. Thank you. And then I had a purchase on my pixels.com. It's ann-troe.pixels, pixels.com. It's the same company as Fine Art America. It just allows me to set up my own online print gallery and store so that you stay there, only see my art. Someone bought a Corgi phone case, which was really cute. So I just wanted to thank, I don't know who it is. They were in Wells, California. So thank you, thank you. We love it when you buy stuff. And another reason I have that store too, besides prints, because prints are, you can get gallery wrap prints, metal prints, acrylic prints, just art prints that are much cheaper, because not everybody wants to buy an original. And some people will swap out art, and so they'll just get some larger prints and store a couple. You know, it's just cheaper. And then also for the pet portraits, then people can get phone cases, T-shirts, mugs. You know, sometimes they like to get the original portrait and then maybe gift, you know, for the spouse, and then gift their kid a towel or a blanket or a pillow or something, you know. So anyway, so that was more of a commercially intended. That's why I have this store. I don't actually sell prints. I don't know if I will. You know, I don't do giclées, and I could. The gallery downtown definitely has spots for it. I figure like Finer in America does such a good job with it.
Yeah.
My dad's bought several of the canvas. He buys the canvas gallery wrap prints.
Yeah, they're. I like them. For even if like you didn't do any of the other stuff and just did the prints or something, you know, I like their prints.
It's easier actually to do the other stuff than to go through and nitpick. You can tell how I feel about it. Then, you know, for each particular image, say no, not this. Like everything has an ornament, but not everything works for an ornament. But the way it's set up, it's just easier.
Yeah.
Like some of my art does not make good puzzles, but you can get my art on puzzles. Those were popular during the beginning of the pandemic. Sold quite a few puzzles. So one thing nice about having a layer of paint on here, you've already got the gesso that it came with. You could put another layer of gesso, especially if you want to cover up the texture of the canvas. I like it. It's really small. I don't really see it. And sometimes it's nice for, you can see some of the dry brush strokes. Sometimes you want that. I'm not too worried about how thin this gets because I've already got a good layer of paint on there for it to stick to. And I'm just kind of making mud. Coming back with the burnt umber. Oh, I'm starting to like it.
I like all the colors.
Actually, that little spot of yellow could be quite strategic and helpful. Well, and if you dislike them, you can cover them up. I've done this a little bit, I don't know, I was going to say in a couple paintings.
Well, I think do you do it in the birch tree?
Yeah, the Happy Birch Day one.
Yeah, like if you look at that one, I find it so interesting because like you have like purple grass and
pink grass.
Pink grass, yeah. I really like it.
If anybody wants to see that one, that's on my
it is.
Studio wall by my other easel. If anybody wants to see it, just let Emily know.
Yeah, I'll grab it if anyone wants to see.
Or you can just check out the video. That has a traceable.
Or I could, I don't know, maybe just link. Let's see here. I could go to your store and link it.
Okay, we need to let our dirt dry. And another thing that's going to happen here, I don't know if you can see it, but like the paint, when it shrinks, acrylic paint, when it dries, it shrinks a little bit. And so I'll get like little white pops. I don't know if you can see that on video, but that's okay. I mean, that's where layers help you too. That's also because I'm painting it kind of thin. Okay, we have dirt. We have dirt. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to stand some stuff up. I just don't know how much. I will probably stand up. So I'm going to grab a little blue with my purple. It's a little too soon, but I started talking about something. I feel like I should let you know what I mean. Kind of stand up and down strokes. Before I start, you don't have to. It brings it a little closer. Sorry about clearing my throat there. I think I might stand some of what's in the foreground up. I can't wait till we have like a cough thing, a mute thing. I'll take a drink. And that birch tree painting I showed you right at the beginning, I talk about painting shapes, not leaves. Hopefully that one will help you. And I also did a sketch prior to it. I started a sketchbook. My intention was to draw more, and I haven't really drawn more yet. But I'm kind of killing two birds and doing some sketches. Or I'm just grabbing straight up burn umber and reminding myself that I want some up and down shadowy things.
Toolman says, just passing through, had to say hi, Annie. I never did the barn for my farm friend. We talked a couple weeks ago, and here you are painting a barn.
Oh yeah, the barn with the traceable. I remember Toolman. I remember because I always think, Tim Taylor.
Oh, Tim the Toolman.
So yeah, some handles you remember more than others. Well, that's okay. I mean, do it when you want to, or
do this one.
Yeah. Well, this one is you could totally do. You could turn the photo into your own traceable and scale it.
Oh yeah, true. This doesn't have a
traceable, but you don't have to always use a traceable. I literally divided my canvas up. You'll see some of this in the full video. And then in order to find where this point is, you just figure where the center is of this rectangle. So you just draw an X, and you just draw straight up, and you know where that point is. It's easy if you keep this flat, so then you only have perspective going out this way. I have thought for 2 years about doing perspective video. I don't know. I need to figure it out. That's part of the problem. I need to have the time to figure it out and try to see if it makes sense.
You made me feel good remembering.
Oh.
Toolman says.
Well, thanks for stopping in the chat. It's fun to hang out with you. I just got brown up in my sky, and I don't know if I want it there. So I'm just taking a clean, smaller brush. So what's nice about having your background painted and then waiting till the next day or however long it takes with the weather in your area, and then you can just wash right off of it if it's dried enough. I heard someone say that acrylic paint cures in a week. And I have had it, depending on the weather, where I've tried to put a varnish on it, and I can see I'm lifting up the paint, I'm waking the paint up. Mm-hmm. And there's just not a hard and fast rule of thumb because it does depend on the weather. But I can almost always varnish the next day here in Omaha, in the Midwest, even in the summer. If that gives you a ballpark. I started this painting Sunday, maybe. Got a good start on it. Took me a bit to figure out the barn and draw it on there. A lot of times I use a traceable because it's just faster. I just turn the photo into a traceable. So I'm doing a little putsy correction just because I don't want to forget. Okay, I was gonna put in a little more, and even I just keep doing this. It's just a habit for me. Can you see how I'm bending, even though it's up and down grasses or something here? I am bending it in towards my subject. And another tip, gosh, loaded with tips. I was doing this and not realizing it until I heard another artist talk about it. Watch that video this Friday. I think you guys might pick up some fun things. I think that's where I talk about it. And if you don't do it, you can come back and fix things. Keep fewer details, bigger brush strokes, softer around the outside. And then your details are more on the end. That's another way to draw you in, is have your details come into your painting. Does that make sense, Em?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, I think we're going to put either some trees back here or we're going to work on the barn a little bit. Do we have enough messy dirt? A lot of times I'll change the color, and one corner is more blue. And this color is more brown than green, just because it's interesting. An artist is an entertainer. You're pulling off the 3D world on a 2D thing, unless you're a sculptor. After I said that, I'm like, well, not always. You're a little bit of a magician. That's what makes it fun, too. All right, so greens. I want to go dark green or light green. I don't know that it matters. Just use the green we have. Do I want to gray it down a little bit? Kind of wanna. Could put black on the palette. Okay, now where do I want my trees, my puffy trees? Should we sneak up on them until I figure it out? So if you don't know what to do, you could do higher trees to lower trees. Kind of like your clouds sweep in, your trees can sweep in. You could do like this one higher and this one lower. We could have a peak. We could kind of come up and down. Gosh, we have a lot of options. I don't remember. I put away my, I covered my thing. I don't know if I put it even in my sketch. Do you have any opinions on? It's so hard to even know.
I don't have opinion.
That's fine. I'm going to just use the corner of my brush and just be real scared about it.
Yeah, that's always safe.
Yep, we can
Enter every painting frightened. Just scared.
Well, I do.
Yeah, that's good. I like how you're doing it, yeah.
I think we'll just put some in and then we'll just go, what do we like? You know what, maybe if I switch glasses. That might be part of my problem. I have my party glasses on because I wanted to hang out with my party friends. Oh, that is better. But they have much bigger, taller lenses, and so I'm looking through the wrong part. We could even go lighter, even though I said trees are darker if you're kind of nervous. So I add a little white into my icky green pile. Oh, that might be too white.
It's kind of like pea green, like a bunch of peas on a plate green.
It is. I am dabbing. If I go over my horizon line, that's fine. And I'm gonna line them up. It's just the way I just do that. Random is the key. But that's how I make little Bob Ross trees. I've done that in a few videos. I'll do it like off in the distance, sometimes up here. Oh, I think, did I do that in the rooster hearted one that people are liking lately? With the daisies, I think I did.
Just like the whisper of daisies or whatever.
Yeah, it just has a few daisies that go around
I
think I did too. I've done it. I know I've done it. So I'm trying to decide, does my tree come in front? I don't know.
Yeah. Do you think? Yeah, because he's kind of tall.
He's big. He
He's
comes
big.
in front.
He has to come in front.
Yep, he comes in front, even though I just went over it.
He comes in front, paints over.
I ran over it with a truck. I hope it helps to see how slow I go. It's not a race to the finish. It's a speed that you like. Oh, I need to remember my light's coming from over here. Well, we'll just paint that in and then we'll come back and fix. All right, do I have too much of a contrast between tree lines here? I think it's good to hear the questions. That this is literally what I would do even if Emily wasn't here. Hey, Freckles, do you think? Oh, she's sleeping behind me.
Yeah, in the crappier chair.
Yeah, she's rather quiet.
She's quiet. She was kind of loud right when I got here, and then I think she got 2 or 3 good meows into the mic, and she called it a day. She was heard, so. She made her public announcements for the week, and now she's napping.
So one thing I'm thinking is, this is in a shadow. Maybe I'm going to slow my roll here. I think my trees need to be taller in the distance. And probably darker. So one thing nice about a flat brush, though, is just you can Bob Ross it. And I think people know what I mean by that. Maybe we'll leave that lower. I was a little afraid to get right up to the barn.
I think I have that brush, and that might be our sacrificial brush to do the edging on the ceiling.
That would be pretty good. It's a little. I've got a bigger one.
You think bigger? I may have a bigger one.
Well, just because it's a... So Emily is now moved in. I think you're unpacked in your new house.
I need to Google if I can find just shelves for that thing. Because, like, I have things sitting upstairs that are in cardboard boxes, but, like, for some reason, if all of a sudden the basement floods, I don't want them on the floor. And we have a shelving unit in the basement that they left. with no shelves.
Yeah,
So
they took the shelves.
yeah, they took the shelves.
It's the same as what's in your garage, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so too. So I need to figure out if I can buy just the shelves too, so I can put like the cardboard boxes on the shelf.
Yeah, Dad's also put 2x4s down, like
Oh, yeah.
railroad tracks, and just put the boxes on top.
Oh yeah, then I need 2x4s.
Or whatever. I mean, there's other
Yeah.
ways.
I think Dad did say something might be in the basement.
He looked, I think he changed his mind.
Oh.
I thought he texted
Bummer.
you.
No.
Oh, I think he was going to text you, and I said you had company.
Yeah, he texted me about the cap he found for my
Your sprinkler system.
sprinklers. Yeah.
I'm just getting some trees in there and making some decisions so I can make more decisions later. So Emily's going to paint. Is that where you were going?
Yes, I need to paint, but not this kind of painting.
You can buy those little pads for edging. Some people in chat might have
yeah.
experience painting more than you and I do. Painting interior walls.
I have seen those where it's literally like
It's like a
weird.
has a wheel.
Yeah, and you just like roll it or whatever, like drag it along.
Yeah. Dad's used those. I mean, the guy is so good. He just uses a painter's brush and
yeah.
does it by hand, which is why I love him. He's good. He's got a super steady hand. Although you and I could pull a line, you know.
Mm-hmm.
A bead of paint and a line. I'm looking for a brush, is why you're seeing nothing happen. 1/2-inch craft brush, Craft Smart. I got it at Michael's. It says 12 centimeters.
Is that the nice little grippy?
Oh yeah, it has a little grippies.
Like grippies.
I'm going to put out some more yellow. My yellow is almost gone. I think I've mentioned this a lot, but as long as it's popping into my mind, I go through more yellow. I go through white the most, and then yellow, because yellow just isn't that strong of a pigmented color. So when you mix with it, you tend to need to use more yellow than, definitely, if you're mixing a red, pinch of quinacridone, a lot more yellow. Oh, I kind of went over. That's okay. Went over I colored outside the lines. So what I'm doing here is reminding me that the sun is shining on this side. I need to get my reference photo out. It's really blown out. It would be fun to paint this, the lime greens. That could be really fun. And the weeds. I just was like, how does the tractor get in there? I think it's sunk down into the ground or something. Or the weeds are really much taller than I
bet they're tall.
realize. That was throwing me, but it also didn't fit my square canvas too much. So I'm just going to underpaint with a little yellow. It'll remind me, sun. There is sun over here. How did I know how to do those windows? I arbitrarily decided the side of this barn. So I knew this line is going to be straight up and down, and this line is going to be straight up and down. And so I know that it's going to go off into space and get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Maybe right here, depends. Could be over off my canvas. And so I just mimicked those lines for the top of my windows. And I knew that it would probably line up pretty close to this window. If this window was right on the edge, I'm a little low. That's how I decided. I can also add some details and put some trim on it to bring it up a little bit. And I'm okay that I'm picking up my chalk pastel. I used, which I don't think I mentioned, I just drew it with this, a General's chalk pencil. And a T-square, a little T-square. It's nice, you can just kind of hang it on there and get straight lines. Okay, if I'm explaining or demoing too much, let me know, people. Okay, so I've got a shadow there, right under this little bit of an overhang, so I might not put the yellow up in there. And I think we're going to go with kind of a reddish roof. This probably was on there at one time. And it might be kind of fun. I don't know if I might end up painting over this, and it might not work, but kind of have a little dappled sunshine. You know, Emily, when I was a kid, I don't know if you ever remember seeing this. in Gramps' basement, but there was this out drawing I did. It was the word out in one point perspective, and you did all these different angles and blocks, and I did the word out. I don't know why I didn't do Anne. Probably because I wanted to practice the circles. I wonder if that would make a decent video.
Maybe. I was thinking about to show like depth, you could always do the one. You did it. I don't know what you did it in, but then Jack basically did the same thing for one of his projects. It's like the black hole looking thing.
Oh yeah, the checkerboard hole.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Could do that. But I was wondering if that'd be too hard.
Might be.
I don't know. We could do that as a follow-up.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. Suzanne asks, did you get your T-square at Michael's? Probably.
Probably.
Your little cute one?
Probably.
I'll see.
It says Westcott on it.
I was Googling and I may have found shelves for my shelves.
Oh, Emily was looking for her house. It's a little 12-inch T-square. I've got a big one. I use the big one when I do my chalk wall. I haven't done my chalk wall in a long time. Okay. It's a little soon. Well, I'm going to mix a red. So I'm just going to pull over some yellow. It's okay if it's a little dirty. Just a pinch of quinacridone. That might be too much. Well, that might be pretty darn close. We could go with orange too. I need to clean off my palette knife. It's from Blick Art Materials. It's pretty dirty. I kind of wipe it off on a paper towel. Okay, this is going to be some intense color, but I think we might just put it in there. So brushstroke direction, so I'm kind of edging and then pulling. It can help you define the shape. Or like if it's a piece of fur, if it's fur, you know, you flip it like it's fur. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm hoping that's helpful to see me at the beginning of a painting. I've heard a couple of artists say it's better to be almost done, so it's like, wow, when you just finish it. But I don't know that that's necessarily helpful. I'm going to grab some quinacridone and make a darker red. I can also grab a little burnt umber, make a browner, more brown, darker red. This might be too dark for in the sun. I'm just going to think. So, well, if I do it, I think it'll be off camera. I would turn this so I could get a better angle at it. So breathe when you're painting. Sometimes you hold your breath. If you played sports, you have to breathe through the golf swing or the free throw shot, or that'll make sense to you. If you're not a sports person, I don't know what word, you know, it might not won't make any sense. This barn roof might be way too red, but I'm also thinking I'm going to weather it. All right, I think I'm going to put in, you could call this underpainting.
I would definitely call it underpainting.
You know, I might want some black. We could do blue. We could do...
I found a 12-inch T-square at Michael's, but it doesn't say that, I mean, maybe it's just ours, but it doesn't show that it's in store. It just says sold online, so then if anybody has Amazon Prime, I also linked one on Amazon. Because I assume you'll pay shipping for the $3 Michael's item. So it'll probably be more than...
You assume everybody has Amazon Prime, yeah.
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 I am assuming that, yeah.
Yeah. So I mixed some brown. I'm gonna mix a little more. And some blue. I can't get it. Make kind of a blackish color. I do recommend a larger palette in general for painting. I'm not setting the best example in palettes.
We're gonna have to test out your
My new one I got for Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I get Hope done and I do a bigger painting, well, actually, it doesn't have to be a bigger painting. I can almost just set up. I mean, I use quinacridone and a blue and a yellow a lot. I could just set it up. Of course, I don't remember how many wells it has. We could grab it and show them.
Yeah, I'll find it. Where is it?
It's right on top of the 20 by 20s over there by the closet.
You should also do like a test, like how long does paint survive in this thing versus the way you usually do it now.
I'm looking for a dirty gray. You got it?
Yeah.
Thanks.
There's one little thing I didn't pop.
So it's pretty big. So my canvas is 12 inches. This might be 14 inches wide, 13 inches wide. It has a lid. It's plastic. Emily popped it off so it wouldn't be too loud. You could mix in the lid too.
Oh, you could, yeah. And it's gray.
So you could wet the sponge and leave it in here. I would miss my paints too. So it's not a stay wet palette, but it is a keep your paint kind of palette. So I think that's neat. How many wells? So it's got a big well for white. I'd put white there. Maybe a often used color there. And you could go, some artists, have the whole gamut out and pull from it. I just tend to put out fewer colors. But anyway, I'm excited to try it. I think it's going to work well. But I would mist it just like I do the styrofoam plate. I don't know if I should drop it. What if I crack it?
I'll take it, yeah.
Okay. You know what I kind of want to do? Let's change my mind here. I'm going to grab some of this darker color. So I like that there's a seam on my reference photo here. So how do I know what to do? I really don't, but sometimes you just work on different areas and see what you think. Yeah, I've got a shadow here. Yeah, but I build it up. I find the edges of the puzzle. I find the similar colors sometimes, and I start putting it together. If I'm frustrated with an area, I just move on. Okay, there's a shadow here. But I think I'm just going to leave that there so I remember. So there, I just hit your sun, Em. I kind of want to emphasize this seam here, because the boards go horizontal and up here they go vertical. Oh, you know what we could do too? This would be a good color. Let's just paint in our door a little bit. And so I'm using some of my sky color, the phthalo blue green shade, and some brown, and that helps unify your painting. I feel like my voice is kind of rough today. Are you hearing it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, good. Everybody else is now that I pointed it out. Okay. That probably needs to be darker. This is making me nervous, the decision I made in my drawing to bend this door out more. I don't know why, but I just thought I'd let you know. And normally I would turn it so I'm working against the edge, but I think that'll be off. I'll do it a little quick. But I think that would be off camera. Or turn it, so I'm not on top of it. You can kind of see how I'm on top of it with my wrist here. Just make it upside down so I'm coming up against this edge. I really like this easel you guys bought me. Thank you, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for supporting the channel. One of the first things I bought a video arm and this easel. Paint and canvases too. Just making this darker. We could hint at a window back in here. I might. There probably would be. Oh, there is one here. There's a leaning window. I don't know if you can see it here if I point right there. We could come back. I don't know if I'm going to do a little. So it would be kind of along this line. Maybe just back in there. A little bit like we did with Loosey Goosey, where we just hinted at the inside of the barn a little bit with shadow and brushstroke direction. That's about all we did. I might paint that out though. I'm just trying to get the hole in there. Just get stuff painted. See what we think. What can be fun is to take I'm not at this point yet, but you get some browns on there and then take a palette knife and drag some color for distressing the wood. Kind of like we did on the pumpkin video. Am I listing too many videos and you have to go find them? And
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
We go back to how we don't know. We've never painted the interior of a room before. I've always hired somebody. I suppose a nice mom could pay for, you know.
No. What a nice mom could do is lend her
steady hand.
Her arms. I don't know, an extra set of hands. There we go. to help me paint the room.
Sure, I can help you trim or
yeah
roll or
yeah. The trim is the only thing that I'm probably gonna do all myself or I would have you do. I don't know if I would subject Chase to the or not trim, but like the edges towards at the ceiling and then at the
yes. So when I mean
floor.
trim, I mean you paint an edge around everything.
Yeah.
Trim it out. Mm-hmm. Not paint the actual physical trim.
Yeah.
Let's see how that looks.
Oh, Tamia Hooker's here. She says, "Hello, ladies. Better late than never."
Hi. I'm just painting a barn, sort of paint by number. When someone said that in one of the lives, I'm like, yeah.
It kind of is. If you think about it, if that helps somebody get past the fear of like the piece, yeah, totally paint by number.
Totally. I need some more burnt umber. Speaking of number and umber, they rhyme. Where's my burnt umber? I like burnt umber. That's the brown I buy. There's a lot of good browns out there. You can make browns. I tend to make browns quite a bit from orange, a little bit of black. Okay, I'm just going to grab. I don't know if I like the blue. Do we like the blue? It's too hard to tell. So I'm going to paint over it. Oh, and I've got a little light here, which I forgot. You know, in the pig painting, the last live was the pig. I was going to put a daisy in it. I totally forgot about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh,
it was.
You were.
Yeah, I totally forgot about it. You guys could. I just forgot. Be cute. I was so focused on warmer, and I'm not sure I liked it warmer. I might have liked my original better, but that's good information.
Mm-hmm. I think the new pig fits what you've been doing lately more.
Yeah.
You know, because the other one was muted, and I don't know. Whereas you've been playing with color and.
Yeah, I don't like. He looks a little sunburnt to me.
I think he just looks young, and he's not old, and like he's like a fresh pig, little fresh pig.
So I'm thinking the reason I'm doing blue is I'm thinking cooler on the shadow side. I'm almost tempted to paint around this light so I don't forget it. Normally I would just paint it on. I don't want to forget it. I may not like this blue, but I may just paint it out. And I'm not too worried about brushstroke direction, although maybe I should be. Because as I mentioned, the boards are going horizontal down here. So if you ever wondered how I get the colors I get in some of my paintings, I really kind of push what you think you might want to do. I really kind of just go, I wonder if this will work. And if it doesn't, I'm painting thin enough where I'm not getting any texture really. And I can come back over and brown it up. Kind of like I did with the grass a little bit. It was pretty colorful, and then it pretty quickly, I came back with more color and toned it down. I think I'm chatting too much. I just paint.
I think you're good.
Okay. If you ever did something like this in an art class, you could tell your art teacher that you're unifying the painting, and then like throw some blue in somewhere. That's both in the sky and in your barn now. And now I've got it in my grass. It unifies the painting if you use your color in other places. Blue's a good shadow color. Purple can be a good shadow color. Makes sense to everybody's brains. I just heard Freckles. I'm boring Freckles. She just yawned.
Did you hear her teeth clack together?
I'm boring the cat. Put a little burnt umber in my bluish brown mixture. Put a little more burnt umber in it. So I'm painting it to my hole. That is my door here. You know, it didn't have a door on it. It just is a hole. This one has like a little sliding bar and a couple little metal things we could put on up there. Mm-hmm. This is truly just a hole, which I actually like. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to go over that because it's easier. Okay, I'm just defining my shape. I may break out the Mars black. You guys will have to watch the full video. It'll post probably in, at least a couple weeks. Got to get the painting done and the video done, and Emily's got to get it edited. I'm using the corner of my brush to draw with. You could, now I'm using the edge. You could get out a smaller brush too. Use the brush you're comfortable with. Did you get any painting, how to paint an interior wall tips, Em?
Nope. Nope. I just Googled.
Well, I think we went frog tape.
Yeah, I had
the blue tape.
Tape. And I had Googled about paint. Like, what paint do I want to go with?
So we've got a big shadow on the side of the barn. I'm almost tempted to take just some straight up burnt umber and white and put the edge in of the roof line. Because I think I'm going to want it lighter. I'm warm, Em. Is it because I'm thinking so hard?
I think it's because you're thinking. But if I can open the window more. Do you want me to open the window?
Yeah, if you're not cold.
Mm-hmm. Goldie says, love old barns. I used to enjoy photographing them.
Yes, I would love to get some cool reference photos. There's a photographer that does Nebraska barns. I've not approached her. I should. Hey, do you mind if I paint it and license it on things and make money from your photography?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that they might mind, but they might not.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool. I've painted a few barns. I don't know that I painted very many barns on YouTube. I've got a barn on a flag. I don't think it's being sold anymore. Winter barn. Can't remember if it has a snowman or not.
The winter barn?
Yeah, I've got it in the closet with the...
Oh.
But I can't remember if that one has the snowman, or they licensed the one without the snowman in it.
I don't know if you have a winter barn that has a snowman.
I do. Well, I do.
do?
I send to my agent, not a video. I just send to my agent. It got licensed. I just can't remember which version. I think it has a snowman on it. Okay, I kind of wanted to edge that so I don't lose it. This roof turns and kind of even bends more than I actually made it bend here. you could put an extra bend in it. So it comes down at an angle, so you've got a triangle. And then it's got another angle. There would be actually a line here. You can kind of see it. And then it bends a little bit more. I didn't put it in, but you could. Okay, so I don't know how much of the shadow I actually want to put in yet. We're not quite ready for it. Maybe let's sneak up on it a little bit. Let's grab some, I'm going to grab some lighter barn color, and then you can go darker and lighter with your wood. Here, we could put in a couple of boards here. Kind of get the idea, in case I run out of time here.
Yeah, you have about, for a normal time slot, 15 minutes left.
Yeah, we're running out of time. But this isn't what I'm going to finish. So painting 12 by 12 this size depends on the detail. If it's a pet portrait, it's easily going to take me 12 hours to paint. This should be a little easier for me, so I'm thinking maybe 10 hours to paint. Would be a guesstimate. Right now I'm just putting in cool colors for the barn.
Tammy says there are a couple Facebook groups for old barns.
Oh.
There's some beautiful barns on there.
I'll have to go check it out. Yeah, right now I'm just painting in some color. And I'm thinking cooler because my sun's over here. So blue is a great way to tell your viewer this is in shadow. And it's actually a little bit of combination of brown and phthalo blue green shade. I've got it mixed here, it looks black, and sometimes I just mix another little puddle. Or I could pull this out and add white to it. Let's see, yeah, that's gonna be darker. I think I'll just kind of come up to that rough line and leave it so I don't forget it. I'm actually using some of the chalk pastel for dirty paint color. I think that's kind of funny, and it's also helpful. Some of the boards on this side go a little bit like off. They kind of go at this angle. But I think first I need to get the color in there. I was halfway thinking about having Hope be on my easel in 2 weeks for the live. I didn't know if that would interest people. I've got her face almost done. I could stop and leave if they want to see me work further on it. I don't know. That's interesting. I think they saw me do some bigger sections of it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was towards the beginning of Hope. Let's see.
Hope the corgi. It's a birthday present, but I think the birthday is in August, so I have time. But I also don't want to take too much time. I don't want to make my client wait. But I could take a little time and save it.
2 weeks ago and you just kind of had a rough outline for her face when you started. You just laid like some of the, like your mapping stuff.
Kind of like I'm doing right now with the barn.
Probably, yeah.
Just kind of keep my map and enhance the map a little bit with color. Color and thoughts. I've actually got it darker over here. I didn't mean for that to happen. I'm going to grab a little burnt umber with the corner of my brush and a little white. I'm going to be able to, oops. Wasn't the color I wanted. I want to be able to see the door so I don't lose it. So I'm making a slightly different color. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really curious what people think. Paintings do not start out fantastic. The feedback is great. Like, was this helpful? Was this not helpful? I love the comments. Everybody's so nice, too. We have a nice bunch of people that hang out, leave comments. Which is actually the point of my art. I mean, just, feel better. Hang out with creative people, nice people. Brighten the world a little bit with some art. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm making this much lighter than probably I want, but I just don't want to lose it. It's also starting to have a little bit of a wood shape to it, or a wood texture to it. I really want to turn it. It's not, I think I can. I think that'll be on camera. I've noticed I'm off a little bit here. I'm a little distorted or something. So you can get that corner in there and see if it helps. My drawing might be a little off. Yeah, I think we need frog tape. We need, I don't know. You can buy paint and primer all in one.
Yeah, well, that's what I would keep wondering. Since it's such like it's like teal, like
a dark color you're trying to cover.
Dark teal, but it still has quite a bit of it's not even like muted, moody, deep teal. It's like you still got a bit of chroma in there, teal. I'm just thinking do I get just a straight up white primer and then paint straight white over it and then paint my basically white over it, or what do I do?
Actually, if we are you going to go to Lowe's or Home Depot or someplace
I think Lowe's, because Lowe's has an HGTV, like Sherwin-Williams line, so I wonder if they already have all the colors preloaded.
Well, and they probably can answer that question for you, like, hey, this works really well over a color like this.
Okay, yeah.
Don't you think, maybe?
Probably. I would have hoped so.
Yeah. So what's going to help this a little bit is the shadows and the texture. I really need a shadow. And it could be too soon to put them in.
My room color is if the hole in your door was brighter.
Yeah, it's yeah.
That's what they painted the master, and it's not that big of a master.
A little greener.
So it feels super tiny. It feels so tiny in there.
Yeah, they really shrunk that room with that dark color.
Mhm.
I mean, it's not like it's bad. It's just
Mhm. And it's just a whatever they wanted or whatever, Whereas I'm like white, bright, airy.
Oh yeah, it'll make the room feel bigger.
Mhm.
I'm going to have some straight burnt umber here. I'm looking at my reference photo. Maybe we want to I kind of lost this. So the shadow, here I should show you, the shadow is quite deep, which I'm going to follow, because I think that's an interesting shadow. And it just might, what I don't know is it too soon to put it in? Meaning, is it going to be harder to deal with? Should I save it for later? What would be easier to do? And sometimes I just don't know.
Suzanne suggests I should be able to put a white primer, do 2 coats of the white primer, and then my pink color.
Yeah. Well, that's what you were thinking, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was thinking, because what I don't want to happen is we're 2 coats in and it's fully covered, and then just the question of does it show through underneath, and just change the hue a little bit. I don't want that to happen, so that's why I was thinking the white. Just get rid of it and then paint over it.
Well, someone else is thinking that too, so you're on the right track maybe.
Because just like your underpainting, I don't want...
Right, it does show
I don't
through.
want the under color to show through on the...
Yeah. It does.
Well, and I was looking... Or what was I doing? I don't know I was doing something, and I think I was putting stuff away in the master bathroom, and I was seeing the edge of where the shower. It's just like a drop-in fiberglass, whatever those are, shower, and I'm pretty sure the bathroom was once like a bright, like basically your background color. It was bright blue. Was the master bathroom. So I think whoever painted likes blue and blue greens, or because then they just painted, except for the master, they painted all the rooms just the same color. Oh, I like that shadow.
It helps. I kind of want to turn it and put in, maybe I can do it left hand. Until I'm thinking and wiggling. Yeah, that helps. I mean, I need to come back and clean things up. And really, this is catching the sun, which is interesting on this reference photo. I might keep that. I'm going to come back with some browns too and make it more wood looking. Whoops. My fingers are erasers sometimes. And there is a pole, but I can come back and put that in. I'm going to... A lot of times the shadows and the shading define your subject. I haven't talked about it in a while, but I've got a pear video that I think everybody should try and paint it. And it's a step-by-step, and I think I use this brush to paint a single pear. And it shows some glazing, it shows shadow, it shows reflective light, how to use brush strokes to shape the thing, the pear. I think it's all kind of the same when you're painting many things. Barns, pears, pet portraits.
Ooh, also very important thought that has nothing to do with what you were saying. I think we paint it white first.
Oh, yeah.
Because then I can buy just like a sample size of the color I'm planning on painting. And I can just paint a big swatch of it before we paint it everywhere. Just in case. So if it's white, because like if I just buy that swatch painted over the deep teal, I don't know how much that's going to help me. When it's surrounded by teal.
Yeah.
It'll change the color. So.
Well, it's nice to know you're on the right track and someone had the same
Yeah, and
comment.
Suzanne agrees with me.
No, thanks, guys. That's helpful. We don't really know what we're doing.
Susie Graham says, just got here. This is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I like the colors.
It's starting to come around. So you want to, like, I want to paint the barn. I could paint some more layers of these colorful layers of the colorful grasses, but eventually I'm going to want weeds over the barn. So I want to get the barn painted before I get the grasses. So generally you work back to front. You know, I did the sky. And I could have painted the sky behind the barn too, or I could leave it outlined like I had it when we started the live. You can do whichever way you like. And then I have this tree in here so I remember. I could actually bring the tree down a little bit. It doesn't look too bad. Oh, and we're done. We've been an hour and a half. Does anybody have any questions before I say goodbye? Because I'm going to wrap it up here. There will be a full video from start to finish. And I will download this live and time-lapse it in the full video. If anybody has any questions or requests, let me know because I'm going to say goodbye here pretty quick. Oh yeah, I'm looking on it in the live stream on my iPad, and it doesn't look too bad. And I'm basically painting by number, which is funny.
Oh, I turned around and it's a lot more muted. Does it punch up the color in the live to you or no? Like that yellow looks different to me in real life.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Is the back just white? Like, or did you paint a base color?
I painted burnt umber and white underneath on the entire...
I think the window, like the white, quote-unquote white you still have, pulls a lot whiter here than it does in person.
Yeah, it looks actually pretty similar to me, but...
Okay.
Yeah, it just depends on your device.
Touche.
If I could take a little bit of this really light, dirty, bluish brown color, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm just waiting to see if anybody has any questions. And then kind of hint at glass, and we can put panes in there when I put some of the detail in the window.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And really I need to kind of come up too with some wood.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're already getting the sense of warmer colors on the sun side. You don't have to do this, but it can be a fun tip or trick when you're painting things. Cooler colors on the shade side can totally help sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what you're doing. When you're painting, you're selling it to yourself. You're painting for your own enjoyment and to sell the viewer on this is a barn. And it's in the sunlight.
Bonita says, thanks, ladies. Love the barn with hearts.
Thank you for coming. Super appreciate it. You can even kind of see, I'm going to make this a little darker right here. But you can even see some of the sort of reflective light in the trim I haven't painted. Excuse me, it's kind of working. I'm going to put a lot more distressing on this barn and the roof, and I'm going to put, I could put a little in it right now, like I'm going to paint a wood chunk. So really I could be smart and just stop and leave, I'm going to stop. It's going to be a cliffhanger, you know. How does this turn out? Got to watch the full video. But I'm also assuming it helps to hear my comments, my thoughts that I think while I paint. Because when I time-lapse, you don't always catch all that. I don't always mention it all. That's too dark for me, but I'm going to have like a little wood shelf. Oh, I can hear a bird outside our window.
I know, yeah.
So I just have a little yellow, a little brown, a little white. Just kind of mixing a puddle.
And Suzanne says she loves your live with the little heart that's wrapped in a little bow.
Oh, thank you. I wonder if I should work on Hope in 2 weeks and just leave her where she is.
Whatever you want to do.
That might be, I don't know. I'm just trying to think that's helpful.
Whatever's on the easel is what we do.
Well, that's true. That's true. Okay, guys, we're going to stop here. We've got the shape of everything in. I'm thinking we want some higher trees back here. We definitely need some dark because they're standing up. But I'm also just kind of finding how high they need to be. I need to step back from it before I do too much here. See if we like the balance. Oh, and I was thinking, I don't know if I'm going to do it. And I put away that little sketch, but I was thinking maybe a couple little ducks. Just hint at little shapes of ducks up here. Depends how tall I make the grass. So I'm not sure how tall I want to make it because the ducks would be buried. Well, hello, Freckles, if everybody could hear. I might put a couple little ducks in here too.
Cute.
Okay. Well, thank you for hanging out with me during the live. I hope I shared some helpful tips. I hope that it's helpful to see me paint by number and paint shapes and paint values to bring the shape, have the shape come to life. And the grass. Paint colorful dirt. That can be fun. It can really help your paintings be more entertaining. I take it there aren't any questions.
No questions.
Okay, guys. So if you haven't already, you might like the Facebook group. We hang out there. People share their work and share their knowledge. We've got a couple of YouTube artists in that group. Mm-hmm. Okay. Great big happy art hugs. Emily made this happy art hugs for me.
I realized that you might need me.
Thank you for your support. And I hope to chat with you soon. Bye, guys.